For modeling system, you need to be very innovative. For example, if you see a car, then it's just a one piece of work, and this is one car, and there's nothing else. But this is not a whole thing about that system. If you want to do the system analysis of that car, you need to study that system of that car. What is that thing you have to do? If you think a car as a system as a whole and you don't want anything go in the detail, then it's nothing about systems engineering because it's one system. But when you do want to study system of that car, then you have to look into more detail. There is a steering, there's an engine, there's a tire, there's an audio system, there's a braking system that you want to study. There's a whole system of electronic sensors working there. So these are the components. All these things are the component of that large system. Engine is a component, steering is a component, tire is a component, braking system is a component, sensors working there as a component. So you need to model that whole large system of car into various components. And then you have to think how these components are being interacting with each other, how the gearbox is working according to the accelerator, how the braking system is been working, how much speed that you could control with that brake. That is the two thing that you are studying: brake and the acceleration that you are putting, and the speed that you are driving the car, and then you putting the brake. So studying these three four things together is actually doing the system analysis and systems engineering part. So the four five components, how they are working together, you need to study that. This is what a systems engineering means. But we don't have access to that much large systems. That's why we need to have a small simulation or modeling type of systems. For example, sentiment analysis data set, we could have access over it. So how we model that sentiment analysis thing into data science thing into system engineering modeling or something like that. So you have to be very innovative for that. And that is the data science part of that sentiment analysis. But you have to think of what could be the entities and how these entities are been interacting with each other. If you can figure out that entities and the interaction among that entities, then you can start applying systems theory over that system of data set of that social media that you want to do for the sentiment analysis. What are the entities possible? So that is Facebook users, that is Twitter users, that is how many posts they have done. So each entity means user could be an entity of the real world. So for example, Donald Trump could be an entity, USA could be an entity, India could be an entity, Narendra Modi could be an entity, and how these things are been interacting with each other and how these are things working together. This will give a relationship between India and USA. So Indo-US relationship you can study with studying entities like Trump, Modi, India, USA. So hashtag India, hashtag USA, wherever they both occur together, you start collecting that data set. When you had studied that data set, that means that you had studied some part of Indo-US relationship. Of course, you don't can't study the whole data set available on this universe for studying Indo-US relationship, but you can study some subset of that data set available on Twitter, available on Facebook, available on any social media, and you can further, if you want to go into the detail and depth, you start studying sentiments, how the sentiment is been working between the Indo-US relationship. This is what it means by doing sentiment analysis and doing data science. In that data science, for this project of systems engineering, we need to figure out what are our entity that we want to study. So we had identified India is an entity, USA is an entity, Trump is an entity, and Modi is an entity. This represent a subset of Indo-US relationship study for sentiments. And then if we start studying relationship between these four entities, then we can have a component interaction or entity to entity interaction, and that is the whole goal of the systems engineering. How the system of Indo-US relationship is working based upon the particular kind of sentiments. And there could be hundreds of such entities. These are just four entities that I told you about Indo-US relationship. You can have hundreds of entities. For example, there is another entity like foreign department of these nations and the ministers of these departments. You can have bureaucrats names of on top bureaucrat names for the foreign communication and the nation's relationship. So these type of the more you try to extend the number of entity, the more complex system it will become, and the more interaction would be there, and it will become more difficult for you to start studying that system. That's why you have to think very carefully what type of entity you want to study and how these entities are being interacting and how you can represent that interaction and relationship. These things are very important. This is where a systems engineer role comes into picture. This is what you have to start thinking innovatively. Entities, relationship between entities, and how they are been interacting and what are the consequences of that interaction, what type of study you want to do with those interactions between entities in the domain of that system. This is the purpose of that systems engineering.